This is a fairly recent space within the Galleries International program. It opened in February 2007, and the space was meant to take advantage of a sort of vacuum on the Upper East Side in terms of the type of gallery spaces that were up here. The exhibition that's currently on view is called Prefab, and it sort of comes out of the notion that the two fundamental, undeniable breakthroughs of the 20th century are the use of the ready-made and the introduction of pure abstraction. And all of the work in this exhibition, or most of the work in this exhibition, in one way or another synthesizes the ready-made with pure abstraction. If it doesn't do so in a sort of sincere way, it does so in an ironic or somewhat joking way.
The show grew one by one as the artists come. Thought about one artist and that kind of bounced off to another artist and just kind of snowballed into what you see here.
It's like a dream collection. It's like if I was putting a collection together, this is what would be in it. So that, I think, led into the curatorial aspect, or the aspect of installing it, where you're sort of always dreaming about hanging these things together in your home anyway. And so there were some natural pairings. So we could probably take a look around the exhibition. More specifically, the idea is that there's a sort of freedom or comfort in finding beauty in simple, everyday, low objects. Objects that were conceived or developed or are ordinarily used in very pedestrian, very common ways. And that there's still an ability to raise them or elevate them to a sublime level.
Well, Mike Kelly's, I think, came to us first when we were discussing the show, mostly because we were kind of looking at the carpet paintings as well, and it just seemed pretty obvious to kind of put together because, you know, the tutos, I mean, just visually and kind of conceptually, they work at the same kind of level.
Every work in this room has text. The work that has text in the most conspicuous way, in the sense that it reads the most literally and feels perhaps the least like an abstract painting, is the Jeff Koons piece, Staying Tonight. But in the context of this room, as it's situated, it plays very nicely off of Mike Kelly carpet painting in terms of both being orange, sort of almost monochromatic things. You have this cream-colored monochromatic Kippenberger, the all-black piece, the Stingel. I mean, the cool thing about the space is that these things happen very quickly. So we're all pretty busy, but luckily we all have enough in terms of collective resources that once we get focused, we can kind of make these things happen.